Hey guys. Hi KB. You're in here real quick. How are you? I just wanted to get on here to talk about something. I joined Erica Williams' chat earlier today for like a minute, like a few minutes, and I don't even recall what she was actually talking about, like the topic of her discussion, because kind of went all over the place. But I had a few minutes where I was chatting with someone in her live, and they were asking about free IT certification. Someone had brought up the topic of IT certifications. And so I just shared with them because, as you know, I worked as an IT recruiter for a while. And so I know about some different IT certifications, some free ones, some for pay, different boot camps. And I am just sharing information, and I'm wondering, are people just not looking up some info that you can find online? So I'm just going to show and kind of talk about IT certifications, boot camps, and things that you can get into. A lot of it is either free or you can pay after you actually land a good paying job. Hey, Laura, how are you? So I'm going to share my screen. I don't really have a reason to show my face tonight, but we will be sharing a screen, and I'm just going to google.com. I'm gonna take off the audio because I don't wanna share the audio. But I'm just like, okay, are people just not looking for the information? Because the information's out here. It's not like it's hidden. There's Google, you can search. So if I literally type in here, um, and you guys can see what I'm searching. So if you type in here, free IT certification. So, free IT certifications. The first thing that pops up, and this was what I shared with that person in the chat because I know Google does a ton of free things because they want people to come work for them. Ideally, they need help finding, people to work for them in IT. So, the first thing that you find is that there are certifications under Google, right? So, I'm gonna click on this one just because I know it's tied to Coursera, but even if you go to the Google website, you can find some jobs, and I think it'll probably take you to the same place. But on Coursera, there's a ton of different certifications that you can actually get for free. We see there, enroll for free. This one starts, well, it says it starts today. So, this one is IT support professional. Now, I always have said that IT support is one of the, I think, easier ways to get into IT because it's not like you have to be a coder or a heavy programmer to get into IT support. However, at the same time, you just need soft skills. You need to be able to understand um, technical hardware and software. If there's a corporation that's mainly Mac, they're mainly, Windows, you have to understand what they're using and some of the typical issues that people have. It's not all the time that you need a heavy IT support background either. You just need to know the basics to jump in. So With IT support, though, it can lead people, and I know this because I've talked to many people that started their career in IT support, which is on the lower paying end, but still generally pretty good incomes. Lots of people making $60,000, $70,000, and even more in IT support. But on the grand scheme of things, we can make even more than that within the IT field. So you can get into networking, you can get into programming, you can begin to work in a leadership role. There's a lot of different roles that you can do just from starting in IT support. So this is just one free one, right? The other one I want to know, and I'm just going to search it for you, but I mentioned it because I actually went through this program, and this one is Launch Code. One of the founders of this, organization is based in St. Louis. Actually, there's his information right there. I've met this guy, Jim, right when it was just getting started, because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was like, "I have this bachelor's degree, right? I'm getting in an international business. What am I gonna do with that?" And so I did explore IT, and Launch Code was one of those programs. And it's a free organization. You will learn how to code, and they partner with a lot of different organizations and companies that are ready to hire you after you complete this program. Now, it's very buttoned up now. When I started this program, it was like in still beginning phases. I think they had gone through it a few times, but it was still fairly new. I went through it, I think 2015. I want to say it was either 2014 or 2015. But yeah, Launch Code is another organization that you can check out if you're interested in IT. And again, free 99. Now, this is one that I don't know how quickly it will come up when you're searching, but I'm telling you to search Launch Code. Now, there's another one, and this one is definitely for folks that are wanting to become programmers, right? The other one was more focused on IT support. Laura is saying Salesforce, Trailhead is free training, and Amazon AWS is free. I'm gonna pin your comment, if I can. Wait. Can I? Oh, I already pinned something. Maybe I can't. That's so weird. Well, I am gonna make you a moderator. So if you have the link and you want to share, I've just made you a moderator. And KB, I'm gonna make you a moderator too. Shout out to you being a member. And hey, tech for your needs. But this is it's easy to just go online and just search, do a quick search on Google if you're interested in IT. But I feel like when I'm hearing people talk on these online spaces, they are kind of expecting things to just fall in their lap. But no, you do have to search and find out your path and figure things out, at least by simply searching for the information. So that's Launch Code. There are also a number of organizations that are specific to women. Now, the next one I want to search up is EDX. Now, again, I'm talking from experience. I have used these, I've used these before. I've gone through the Launch Code program. It's a really good program. They provide mentorship and everything. EDX is an online course. They have such a huge catalog. They partner with so many organizations and schools, Harvard, MIT, so many different schools that they will partner with. And you can search so many topics. Now, look at these schools: Harvard, Berkeley, U of Texas, Boston University. I mean, just you name it, Georgetown. So you see all these universities. These are courses that are actually offered at schools, and you can follow along with the class, and you can just join for free, or you can actually gain a certification. I think the certifications are like $99 or something if you want to actually have a certification in this and have it show that you've completed this course. See, they have HTML5, CSS. Why does this keep popping up? My goodness. I don't even use Honey. I downloaded it. I probably should use it, but it keeps popping up. I need to handle that. I have so many cashback things going on here. Okay, NYU course, computer hardware operating systems. You can explore more computer science courses or you can go search for them. So much. Look at this. Look at this. And you can follow along and you can study and take these courses for free. Java programming, and we talked about Java coding. That is a big one. Python is a big one. I used to talk about all the time. Like, learn Python, please. But there's just so much out here. Now, the CX50 course, I've actually taken this one before. And Launch Code, when I joined them, they were following this same class. It's the introductory class that computer science students at Harvard take. So you can click on this and you can, look at the course. You can create yourself register to create yourself a profile, and you can see when classes start and everything. You can even play, a little overview. And these classes, I like EDX because it's like video format, article format, and, there's reading that you do as well, and actual practices that you have. So you would have, different P sets or problem sets that you would do. I'm calling it that because I've taken this class, so they're gonna say this. But you would have problem sets as you move along, the problem sets get harder and harder. So one thing I remember coding was like a calculator, basic calculator, right? But you learn these things and you follow along the class. If you're auditing the class, you can go at your own pace. If you've ever gone to college, you can audit a course and, it's the same thing, free. You can go at your own pace. Now, if you're following along, you have to, get these things on time because you want that certification, right? But this is easy. The information is out here. All this to say, the information is out here. So we just looked at what? We looked at the Google certification in IT support via Coursera. Coursera has a ton of free courses too. There's Udemy as well. We just looked at Launch Code, which is a specific programming certification that you can get. And they partner with organizations. So you are going to get a job after, most likely, as long as you complete that program. There are companies. I remember completing the course or going through the course. I didn't complete it because I was like, you know what? I don't like this. I'm out. After I think I was on problem set 5 or 6, and I was just like, I hate troubleshooting. If this is what this is about, I'm out. I'm out. I can just recruit the IT folks and I'm good. I'll come back to this later if I really want to do it. But it was more so about logic. I wasn't doing math. Logic. It was just more of putting puzzles together, figuring out what was missing, in code, and figuring out quicker ways to solve problems. And we actually engage, like I would do group activities and things too. So it's more to IT as well than just sitting at a computer and coding, but that's a big way that you can move into computer science, right? But the information is here, or you can do edx.org that we're looking at right now. You can follow Harvard's introductory computer science course. Nothing it takes from you but time, just your time and your brain cells. That's it. So, and it's 12 weeks. I think you can do anything for a couple of weeks. You can commit to anything for a couple of weeks if you're interested in it. Now, if you're like me and you say, look, I've done this, I'm good, I really don't like it, that's fine. And at the time, when I was doing this, I was like, I had options. I worked during college, after college, of course. So it wasn't like it was like a do or die mentality or anything. But I was like, let me try this out. I've talked to IT folks all the time. I need to learn some of this stuff. And it gave me some of the basics at least. Let me look at the chat. I'm not going to be on here long, you all. I just needed to get on here because I was just like, in the chat, you guys know. Sometimes my mind is just like, "What? How do you don't know about this? You're not searching for this? You should know. You should know some of these programs out here are free. Everything does not cost money. There's a lot of IT certifications that do, and they're really good. But to get started and getting your feet wet and getting some of this information and get started in IT to at least figure out if you like it or not, try some of these free things. And then the last thing I just want to say is that there's a number of free boot camps, and I want to say free in quotations because a lot of boot camps that you will find will say, "Hey, you do not pay anything unless you complete the program and you get a job. Once you actually get that job, then you can pay for this boot camp." And normally the boot camps don't cost a ton of money. And you're gonna be better off for it because you now have the certification, you have the job. They are partnering with a lot of organizations and companies to ensure that their students do have a job. So I do like some of these boot camps even better than a lot of universities out here because let's say KB has a degree in, let's say she has a PhD in something, liberal arts. I'm just gonna say liberal arts just because I can't think of anything. Well, let me think of something real. Let's say African American studies, right? You get a degree in African American studies, most universities aren't held accountable to getting you a job. They're not saying, "Hey, once you get this job, then you pay us back," right? They're just like, "Okay, you have a degree, here's your piece of paper, good luck. We do have this career services department that you need, you can work with, but that's it. Adios. And we're gonna ask you for money so you can donate back to the school." So I don't know. I actually think that these programs, if you have an interest, if you like logic, if you like putting, pieces to the puzzle together, you like problem solving, you just like deeper thinking, this could be some of these programs can be for you. Let me check out the comments, and I think I had something else I wanted to point out. Hey, Brian Lynn. Hey, Teddy. What's up, Teddy? How are you? Laura is putting something in the chat. Why am I not able to pin this stuff? Hold on a second. Be sure to hit the like button, by the way, guys, while I am figuring out this. Let me come back into here on my phone. Okay, I'm up in here now. What are y'all doing? What are y'all talking about? Oh, Laura is putting all kinds of things in here. Let me unpin my comment, and then I'm gonna pin this one from Laura. Okay, hopefully your message is pinned. But yeah, Laura's sharing a couple in here, but I'm just like, my mind was just like, are people really not searching for this information? Because look, depending on the family you grow up in, depending on the school you go to, depending on the people you have around you, people are not just going to share this information. We don't even know if you want the information, right? We don't even know. And a lot of times, people are making judgments. There's a lot of biases, especially, we talked about this before with black boys. There's this kind of assumption, oh, football, basketball, become a rapper. Instead of, oh, let's share with this kid about, these IT programs. So you do have to search for the stuff yourself. It's not just gonna come to you, but it's pretty easy. Just use Google. Just use Google, search, and have at it, right? So I'm kind of ranting a bit just because I was just so surprised being in Erica's chat, and I don't know, just I was just surprised that people did not know or that, some of the stuff is free. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is that if you are working at a company, you should be able to figure out, hey, Miss Four Roller, you should be able to figure out what type of training and development or learning and development programs are available to you. There may already be partnerships. I know a lot of companies do this with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has trainings, and a lot of companies have partnered with LinkedIn because we're already partnered up because the recruiters have a recruiter account, most cases. And so the learning and development team often look at the LinkedIn learning, and so there's also certification that you can gain there, and it can be free if your company has already bought into it. So figure out what your company is already paying for. It's in the company's best interest to up their utilization on these things, especially your HR folks. They want more people using these things so that they can better say, like, hey, this is beneficial. Hey, our people are learning. Hey, our people are using these tools that we're providing to them. So ask HR, whoever your HR person is, if you're working at a place, ask them what's available to you. Also, something that you should be asking is about a budget. What are they willing to actually pay for their people? Is there budgeted money for learning and development when it comes to your own training? So if I find a training and it's valuable to me and it's, something that could be on my career track, is the company willing to pay for that? And in a lot of cases, companies will pay, but there are constraints that come with that. You may need to stay at a company for 6 months, a year, whatever it may be, syncing up pretty closely with companies that pay for schooling. So let's say you want to get a master's degree. There are companies that will say, "Yeah, we'll pay for your tuition, but you have to stay with us for 2 years. We want to use some of that education that you got, okay?" Or it needs to align with your work in some way. And you can talk about career transitions. Most companies need IT people. So if you're like, hey, eventually I want to move into IT in some kind of field, they have an IT department. Yeah, they're probably it's in their best interest to help you and keep you if you're a really good employee, and they will consider, paying for that even if it isn't a set policy for them. Companies want to retain good people, and especially someone that's raising their hand and saying, "Hey, I'm going to be transitioning into IT." You got like, I don't know, 1,100 IT openings. It'd be good to have one person that you can just, you know, bring on over from another department. So these are some things that you can consider. Think outside of the box when you're thinking about your career, and especially when you're, just considering tech and different things that you can do. Again, it's a broad field. It's not just coding. It's not just IT support. There's so many areas of IT that include some technical, but then also some functional and a mix of skill sets that's, more people management and more client management, things like that too. So that's really all I wanted to come on here and talk about. Laura B has put a couple of different links in the chat, so please do check those out. I'm gonna take some time and just copy those and put them in the about section. I love doing that. And then I'll throw something in the chat afterwards or in the comment section afterwards. If you're liking the video, hit the thumbs up. Definitely share, especially if you know someone in school or you just know someone that's like, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they want to do with their career. You may want to lead them to IT as a way to just get them thinking about some things that they can do. It's a start. Even if you hate it, like with me, I launched code. I was like, I like this, but I don't want to spend my whole Saturday troubleshooting and coding. I just don't want to do it. And I know if I don't want to do it now, I'm probably not going to want to do it later. But it's good to explore, figure out what you don't like, what you do like. Laura B said, and hey Brian, Laura B said Udacity has scholarships. I just got one. Hey, look at that. Laura B just got a scholarship. And here's the other thing that's interesting. People act like they don't know how to get scholarships. And I'm about to search this up right now. I'm going back to Google because this is another thing that I've heard uh from people. I'm gonna say scholarships for Black boys. That's what I'm gonna put in here because I just want to see what comes up. African American scholarships for Black students of all ages. So they say students of all ages, Black people. Here you go. This is all you have to do. Just start searching for it. Now with some of these scholarships, I'm not even gonna lie. Some of them are like when you start looking, you really do have to be careful and make sure you're spending your time in the right place because some of the scholarships out here are just really going to lead you nowhere. But there's also some legit ones. Just work with your high school or college and figure out what kind of grants and scholarships are available, or again, start searching, look at what looks legit, and if you can, look for scholarships that are very specific. Very specific. Like with me, I remember in college I got a NABA scholarship. It was very specific to students that were going to study business. It was actually for accountants, but I did not become an accountant. I was like, I'm not doing that. But I am going to use this scholarship though. Thank you. Please and thank you. So yeah, scholarships are out here too. Um, did you mean you to me? I think let's look up Udacity Scholarship. And Udemy is another, that's a good place for studying courses for free. So Udacity Scholarships, acquire new skills for free. Look at this. Look at this. Here's another one. City has a scholarship. Yes, you know what? This takes me on another path. Look at these companies. Most of these large companies bringing in millions and millions of dollars. A lot of them do have scholarship programs. And there's plenty of people looking over these scholarship programs. And the unfortunate thing is, a lot of times people that don't even really, really, really need the scholarship, like their parents could handle it if they get the scholarships. I have seen it for myself with my alma mater. I was like, I had interviewed people and I was just very disappointed because it was a Martin Luther King Jr. scholarship. And these were people that were not diverse. And on top of that, could not answer simple questions about privilege and what was Martin Luther King about. Had one girl, I will never forget it. She started talking about Martin Luther King's work with the environment. I kid you not. So please get these scholarships. Look at just search in Google, search the big company names like a Citibank. They're working to get this money out here. Hey, Shar. Greetings. How are you? Okay, Laura was talking about Miss Full Roller. You guys are talking back and forth. I'm just going through the comments now just to see what you guys are talking about. Oh, thank you, Miss Full Roller. Yeah, hit the like button. It's really not for me. I mean, you could hate me all day long, but if someone needs the information, share the information with them. I just You guys, I joined someone's chat today and I had to leave and I came back. I paused it and I was like, "Oh, this is what you think of me. All right." Okay. But that's okay because look, just sharing information, helping people, I'm just hoping that it helps others at the end of the day. That's really all that matters. Okay, Miss Roller. Thank you, Laura. So you're sharing some information that Miss Roller also hadn't heard of, and Miss Roller normally has. Really, Miss Roller is just a wealth of information. KB says, I think it's the fact that most of this is free that it sounds suspicious to people. Oh my gosh, that's a good point, KB. Look, I get that. However, free information, Google is free, seemingly. TikTok is free, seemingly. YouTube is free. We're paying for it. We're looking at advertisements. We're doing things like we as people are paying for it in a way, but the information is free that we're finding on here. And it's like it's not stopping folks from using YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, etc. So people need to get out here, use this Google, use the internet, and find out about these scholarship programs and find out about these free IT certifications. It is not that difficult. And don't be suspicious of the free. Here's the thing with the free stuff, if it seems bad, if it doesn't seem of quality, try another one and try another one and try another one. And if everything is bad, then figure out your budget, a way to pay for the certification that you want. But you have to start somewhere, you know? You have to start. You just have to start. Hey, DOD. And yeah, I was in your live. I was very disappointed in what you said about me. After I had to leave, I did come back and I listened. I was a little disappointed. That's all I'm gonna say. I was a little disappointed, DOD. I'm really sad you think of me in such a way. It wasn't disrespectful, but it was, along the lines that I don't like Black people, and I part of the reason I got onto YouTube is that I wanted to share information for Black people. So anyway, the information is here. That's the point of the video. You just have to search for it. It's not gonna fall in your lap. It's just that's just not where we're at. It's not gonna fall in your lap. For most people, it's not. Hey, Cubson. Oh, thank you for thumbsing up the video. Yeah, hit the like button, folks. I appreciate it. All right, I'm just gonna look through the comments and then I'm probably gonna just jump off here. You guys know I'm still stuck at home because it's the weather down south is not the best, and so people are crazy. We don't know how to, we don't know how to deal with cold weather down here. I say we because I know how to deal with it, but everyone else, everything has been canceled. I'm not supposed to be at home tonight, but things get canceled. So here I am. So Udacity is what we are looking at right now. So this is a scholarship program. So I am going to go back in this video and pull these links that Laura was sharing so that way people can easily just see it. Because yeah, I get the similarity. Udemy, Udacity. So Udacity is a little different. I have heard of Udacity, but I have never checked it out. This is my first time actually looking at the site. Um, yeah, everyone. Okay, so no one had heard about Udacity. So thank you, Laura. This is why we need these spaces. This is why we need it. Cubson says, "Wow, going for MLK." So exactly, and these are people. Okay, going back to this example, this is why more people, diverse backgrounds, need to apply to these scholarships. One of the kids, this is a white boy, nothing against him, but when I asked this kid about privilege, he went into some type of scenario where he was talking about his friend group and how, whenever he would see, poor people, his friends would make fun of them and he would tell them to stop. That's what we were dealing with at that time. That's what we were dealing with at that time. Like, really? That's your response? That's just sad. Like, and I get there even looking at the white groups, I didn't there weren't poor white people applying either. And so I was very confused. It's like, what is going on? Why aren't the people that actually need the scholarships actually applying to the scholarship? So it was really disheartening, especially for a Martin Luther King Jr. scholarship. Like, come on. You need to know about the person that you are actually um that you will be representing, basically. What do you think about that link Laura put? Brian, I think all the links that Laura put in there look to be about right. I'm gonna put them in the comment section after the video. Oh, to Chef, thank you very much. Totally appreciate it. It's crazy things we don't search. Guilty. Thanks for lighting that fire. You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's just you have to be motivated to find the information. If you want a certain thing, you're going to do what you need to do to get the information and just know that you do have to use the resources. At the very least, you have Google, so you can start there. And again, I've talked about this a few times. If you're seeing things like there's no contact or the website looks really trashy or something like that, not like this website, then yes, that would be a little suspicious. But if you're able to go to the website and you can see some information about it, you're scrolling through the website, there's a lot of information in here that you can see. You can see about the company, you can see the partners, you see their social sites and that they're actually taking you to real pages. You know, at the bottom of the screen, it shows you. You just hover over it and it shows you at the bottom what's going on there. So it says twitter.com, Udacity, so you know it's not taking you to a blank page. There's little things that you can do, just checking out the links and everything to make sure it's a real website, right? Because that is something you have to be cautious about. But if you can see reviews, obviously that's a big company name that you can learn about. You can go to the city website to make sure that they're talking about the same scholarship program. There's little things that you can do just to double check and make sure you're not falling into maybe a scam situation, but for the most part, you should be fine. Should be fine. Let's see. DOG, not all Black people have one mindset. Oh, I must have missed some comments. What did, what? The last thing I see DOD saying is peace, Sarah. Um, oh, maybe you were responding to me. No, and no ill will to DOD. I don't really have any ill will for anyone on in this YouTube space. It's just community environment, but I'll have to catch up with you off probably offline or on Instagram or wherever you are. I don't really know where people are outside of YouTube, but I'll find out. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing some stuff. Yeah, I must be missing comments on my end. Hold on. Hold one second. Because I don't know what you guys are talking about. Yeah, I didn't see anything weird in here, so I don't know. All right, so Miss Burrow is saying when free is combined with something other than entertainment, yet there there's suspicion, but mainly considered not worth much if it's offered for free. That's really sad though. That really is. I feel like that's true, Miss Roller. That's crazy. Crazy how I know, but that is the way we've been conditioned to think. Yeah. Not the poor people. Even if you never heard of MLK, read about him. Exactly. It could even be a 5-minute search. Take out key points. Exactly. That's what I was saying. It just didn't make any sense. We've also been conditioned not to trust things that is coming from anything or anyone that is not well known or of legacy status. Yeah, that's true, but here's the thing too, and to my point about these large companies, very well known, Fortune 500s, most of them have some type of giving back program, some type of scholarship, something that something that basically helps a community. Most companies have designated funds for that. And then what was the other thing I wanted to know before I got off of here? So we talked about Coursera. So Coursera is one too. I'll just find it. Let's look it up. Coursera. So if you go to Coursera, did it change its name? Oh, here it is. Okay. I have heard of Skillshare too, but okay. So this is another one that you can go to. I don't know if all of their stuff is free. So they're saying 7-day free trial. I would use that and get one of these classes and be done. So they're saying learn anything, save money, flexible learning, unlimited certification. So this one is also here. These may just be lower cost certifications, but this Google IT support certification, we looked at that earlier. Graphic design. So this one may be another one to check out. This one says Coursera Plus though. So I think it's free, but I guess if you want some additional things, you can, do Coursera Plus. They have machine learning. You guys know I talked about machine learning a lot. Most companies need that skill. And then there's just general things, finance, psychology. So you can take courses on whatever you want. Similar to EDX. EDX is the same way. If you do EDX courses, you can find something on anything. So you got blockchain, fintech, right? But then you can also find stuff in healthcare, communication, business, right? Entrepreneurship 101. I kind of think with entrepreneurship, you just need to jump in, but that's my thought. So yeah, so these are some, again, scroll into the comments in the chat and just kind of look at some of the links that Laura provided, and I will provide them in the comment section afterwards. Oh, okay, gotcha. I just hate when some black folks think they can police what the black thought is. Any thought? Oh, I appreciate that, ode to Chef. Yeah, I think there's this misconception because on my channel, you guys know I talk about a lot of different topics. I talk about everything, like everything. But, a lot of it does center around women and also Black topics, like just issues that we're having, conversations that are being had on the internet, and also statistics. I do love statistics and just digging in to see, like, okay, what's really going on? People are saying this, what's actually happening. And so I have talked about Black women and Black men. And yeah, I'm gonna hold people accountable. I'm not gonna just sugarcoat things just to make people feel better. That gets you nowhere. If I just tell people, oh yeah, you're good, you're fine, yeah, whatever, you're doing great, and they're not, how's anything going to change? And so I think that, we're in an environment, we're all a bit more sensitive to things. We can find things really easy on social media. We can connect more easily with each other. And I do think that makes us a lot more sensitive to people's opinions, but also, it's real things that's happening. So we can't be too sensitive. I think especially um for black people because there's just a lot of issues that we have that other groups don't have to deal with. Not saying that every group don't have issues. We all kind of have issues right now. But there's differences and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So if we're all going around telling each other, "Oh, you're fine," that's not it's not really what needs to be done. And then also, I think the conversation shouldn't be you're this, you're that, and this is why you're terrible and this is wrong. I think we should also be centered on okay, what's the solution? What can we do? Like the conversation about that article, the last conversation I think I had about black men specifically was the automation thing where Fast Company was saying, black men are going to hit hardest. What we talked about in that video is okay, what kind of skill set do these men need to move to if they're in these job industries? They need to do this and they need to do that. So it should be, if we're having conversations, we should always be centered around solutions. But what I find online is just, ranting, which I think, everyone has to have a place to rant, but it should also go further than just ranting and people complaining. And so anyway, I said I'm gonna try to stay away from that because it just gets to be a bit much, just all these conversations that happen online. But yeah, anyway, that's what that was about. I think that's where that comes from at least. So yeah, we're definitely not a homogenous group. We all have our own opinions as as a people, as women, as Black people, all kinds of groups. So I think it is dangerous, to your point, Ode to Chef, when folks start thinking that we think the same as other people. KB is out of here, I think. Thank you for the live and everyone for sharing the links. I have a few friends who are interested in IT, but don't know if they should make it into a career. This definitely help them. Yeah, they'll figure out. I think that you will figure out quickly because what I love about IT, especially the programming courses, right? Is you're not just learning concepts and fundamental stuff, pie in the sky. It's not like philosophy classes and things, right? You're actually doing the work. So you're gonna know or you're gonna get some type of a sense of the type of work that you're gonna be doing when you take these courses, especially again when you get into the programming courses. These are hard skills. You're going to actually get a real sense of, okay, this is the type of work that I'd be doing. Now in IT, I think another misconception is that you're not gonna have to work with people at all. That is not true. So I don't want anyone to jump into IT because they're like, "Oh, I don't wanna talk to people ever. I want to work from home. I don't wanna see people. I don't wanna talk to people, whatever, whatever." No. You're going to communicate with people, you're gonna work with people. You are going to need to have really good soft skills as well. I think the best people that really perform well and are able to be the most marketable in IT are the ones that can have this balance of technical knowledge, staying on top of their technical knowledge, and be able to have really good soft skills. You know, they can communicate well with people, they can collaborate, they can negotiate and all of that good stuff. That really does come in handy even in the IT space. So just putting that out there in case there's anyone like, yeah, I'm just gonna get into IT because I don't want that. Now, I will say you're not going to be put in the place of marketers or sales folks where you're just on the phone all the time, you're talking to people all day, you're presenting, you're not gonna have to do all that. So I wanna give a balanced viewpoint there. You're not you're not going to have to be the most extroverted person if you jump into IT in the IT field, depending on what role you wanna pursue. Um, thank goodness we don't. Yeah, that's true. Thank goodness we do not. Okay. I think I hit all the comments. Thank you, Cass, for hitting the thumbs up button and giving me these hamburger and heart emojis. I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, just share with people. If they don't know, they have no excuse not to know. Okay. Use Google, look at the video. If they don't want to look at the video, I'm gonna just have the links. And there you go. Just get started. Again, I've said this many times. Tech is a great field because there is a huge shortage. It's needed everywhere. Any country you go to, if you say, I don't like America anymore, I want to go to Ghana, companies need tech people in Ghana. So it's just some of the most transferable skills. And as we get into thinking about augmented reality, robotics, automation, we need tech folks to implement a lot of these big programs and initiatives that companies have. Blockchain, all of it, fintech, all of it. We need tech folks. So I hope this is helpful. And Laura Reed, thank you so much. Thank you so much for providing all the links. And the last comment from Laura is free YouTube classes from Professor Messer. Okay, let me look at that real quick. Let me just look at Professor Messer. I haven't heard of this one. So they have free YouTube content, and this is their website. Now the CompTIA, okay, so these certifications, these are for cost. Just gonna put that out there. I don't think it costs much. Security Plus, Network Plus, these are the ones I would say if you're looking to get these certifications, you need to ask your company. Get your company to pay for it. This is the easiest way. If you're working at a place, I don't care what that place is, just ask the question. The worst that can happen is they say, "No, we're not gonna be able to do that." Ask someone else, talk to more people, get an advocate that can really push for you, talk to your manager, talk to your whoever, your mentor, whoever. You guys know I talk about getting advocates at work. Your advocate at work can help you get a certification covered even if they don't have a typical program, but definitely start with finding out, what is the learning and development program, what's offered for free already to me, what's available, and then get into figuring out if they're willing to pay for some of these certifications, right? And then just know the constraints around them because you do want to know if you're going to have back when you leave that company. So with that, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here. Enjoyed the little chit chat that we had. And oh, chef, first gen from Ghana here. Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate you being in the chat and contributing. So I'm gonna close this out again. If you think of something else, you guys leave a comment under the video. I will leave this video up. But yeah, we will talk later. Bye.